Welcome back, Beans Army, to another episode of the Less is More Sports podcast, the college offseason podcast, where we're less of the regular season, but more of the offseason. As football fans around the country are probably drafting their fantasy football rosters, Ryan and I have a very special episode planned for you all today, where we are going to draft our fantasy football roster, but with college football. And for those wondering, it is your stereotypical or standard fantasy football rosters. You know, you got your quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a flex option, a tight end, a defense, a kicker. Of course, we did add a little bit of a twist. We did add an honorary defender. So, for example, say Ryan wants to draft, Georgia's defense for whatever reason. He could also pick an honorary defender and maybe pick like a Colin Simmons for Texas or somebody else. We also added a head coach. And so, but the key there is that the head coach cannot have won a national title already. So there's a lot of people to choose from. There's Dan Lanning, there's James Franklin. Last year, if we did this episode, it could have been Ryan Day, but Ryan Day just won a national championship with the Ohio State Buckeyes. So there's that. Also, Matt cheated and he made a team before we got on the show. So we also can't
Did.
pick anybody he's picked. But also, the key twist of this episode is that Ryan and I cannot pick players from our favorite teams. Ryan cannot pick anyone from Ohio State or Louisville, and I cannot pick anyone from Texas or Duke. Now, you let us know in the comment who is at the more disadvantage there. I don't know. I feel like I'm at a pretty big disadvantage right there because I can't pick Arch Manning, I can't pick Trey Wisner, can't pick Ryan Wingo, can't pick Colin
You
Simmons.
also you also can't pick Jeremiah Smith because Matt already did. So
Well, way to spoil it, but yeah, that's yes. The spoiler alert: Matt already picked Jeremiah
yeah,
Smith, so I can't pick him either. But there might be a couple other Buckeyes that I can take.
yeah.
You're just gonna have to stick around and wait.
Did not mean to spoil that, but Matt just took away your hopes and dreams right there.
Nah, I think I still. I got a list of players from my queue list, so I think I'm gonna be all right. But anyways, Ryan, you got the first overall pick of the 2025 Less is More Sports College Football Fantasy Draft. So who is pick number one?
All right. Well, I'm gonna I'm gonna go most valuable players to get off the board, and this could happen in this NFL fantasy draft, but I'm gonna go with my running back. He's the best back in the country. He can juke you, he can run you, he can run over you, he can hurdle you. He's got that breakaway speed. He's going to have another huge year. I'm going to go with Jeremiah Love for my running back spot, running back from Notre Dame.
Good pick, good pick. I'm also going to go with the running back with my first pick, and I'm going to go with probably the second best running back in college football, and that is Nick Singleton of Penn State. Obviously, Penn State has a very good backfield. I know I've been very stereotypical on this podcast saying that Notre Dame has the best backfield in the country, but for my fantasy team, I'm going to need Nick Singleton to have a big year. He's also a 1,000-yard rusher, over 10 touchdown guy. Also, had less carries than Katron Allen last year and averaged more yards per carry. So, yeah, I went with Nick Singleton as my first pick.
Nick the Quick.
Nick the Quick.
I guess that is back to me.
Yes.
Imagine this, imagine a two-person fantasy football draft. That'd be insane. Um, I don't know really what wide receivers I want to choose. I just want to get the most valuable players off the board. I think I'm gonna go running back again,
Hmm.
and I'm going to go Ahmad Hardy. Used to play for UL Monroe, now plays for Mizzou. He had 1,300 yards last season. He runs with a ton of energy. He's a very tough runner who breaks a lot of tackles. Eight 100-yard games last season. Um, 91 missed tackles, third only behind Ashton Genty and Cam Skattebo. I think those are two great guys to be behind if you were to be behind people. And so, yeah, I'm going to go with Ahmad Hardy as my second running back from now Mizzou.
I'm going to go ahead and get my second running back out of the way as well. And this guy didn't maybe have the statistical season that Ahmad Hardy or Jeremiah Love had last year, but a guy that had a very good season nonetheless. And I think will have another very good season this year with an improved offensive line, another year with the team because he was a transfer last year, and a guy that is going to be in the read option with another mobile quarterback. So defenses will have to pick and choose whether to guard him or the quarterback. But I'm going to go with Georgia Tech running back Jamal Hayes. I'm just saying, watch out for those Yellow Jackets this year. They could be they were kind of a giant killer last year. They could be part of mostly the same this year.
I agree. That's with whatever his name, Haynes King coming back. I feel like he's been
Hmm.
in college for a while now, but hey, he's a good quarterback though coming back for those Yellow Jackets, and they're gonna have a good offensive line. Um, all right, well, now it's my time to go receiver, and I'm happy that this guy fell in my lap. I'm just gonna go with Ryan Williams, wide receiver, Alabama. Great speed matched with great route running. He had a fantastic freshman season at a very young age, and everyone knows that he was 17, um, having a great season. Now he's 18. He's gotten 1 year older, and he has great body control and a very smart guy for a young guy. So I'm gonna go with Ryan Williams, wide receiver from Alabama.
For my wide receiver, I'm going to go with Antonio Williams from Clemson. Very good receiver, very I think experienced wide receiver room for the Clemson Tigers this year. Antonio Williams is the best of the bunch, and I think the key here is that Clemson does not play the strength of schedule that I think an Alabama does or other SEC teams. So I'm going to go with Antonio Williams for Clemson.
All right, let me think. Let me think. Who do I want out of these guys? Um, this is a tough one. I guess I'm gonna go with this guy. This happens to be on Matt's favorite team. If he claims, I know he doesn't know much about college football since being an Indiana fan. I mean, he does know about
Oh,
college football, but Indiana is just they're new above water now. So I'm gonna go with he's one of the best receivers in college football coming in this year. Elijah Surratt, big, tall receiver. He's great in those intermediate routes, doing enough to get the first down. He doesn't have to be the big play threat. He gets a lot of chunk yards. So I'm gonna go with Elijah Surratt.
I think I'm going to go with another receiver here as well. I mean, eventually we're going to have to pick a different position at some point. I mean,
I
that would just
know
be boring if we
we're
just keep
getting our
copying each other.
best players out of the way.
Yeah, so my wide receiver, I'm going to go with the lead target of a team that also could surprise a lot of people this year in the Auburn Tigers, and I'm going to go with Eric Singleton as my second wide receiver.
He was my second option. I didn't know whether to choose him or Surratt, so
I'm glad you picked
like
Surratt
that.
because I was not wanting to pick Surratt. I wanted Eric Singleton the whole way.
All right, well, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so uh, whenever I'm in fantasy drafts, never know when to take my quarterback. That's going to be this time now. And when you're going for quarterback for fantasy, you love to have a guy that can make plays with his arms and his legs in that case. And so whether that's like a Jalen Hurts, like a Lamar, like a Jaden Daniels coming off last year, I'm going to go with a quarterback that can certainly do that. I'm going to go with Lenore Sellers, quarterback from South Carolina. He's a true dual threat. Love his arm strength and his running ability. I'm going to go with Lenore Sellers.
I think this is officially where we don't pick the same position back to back, finally.
All right.
I think it's time for me to go with my flex, and there's so many different options this year, but I'm going to kind of reach for the stars for this one because if you follow this show at all, you know that I am a recruiting fanatic at my core. I am the self-proclaimed recruiting expert on the show. I know I say it till I'm blue in the face. Matt and Ryan are probably like sick of me saying it at this point, but this guy is one of the better receiving prospects I've seen in recent years. He could have. I'm not going to predict this because Jeremiah Smith had a special season last year. But what I am going to say is that year one, he could come in and be that number one target, much like Jeremiah Smith was for the Ohio State Buckeyes last year. And I'm going to go with my flex option, DeCorian Moore, who is playing for Oregon this year.
Good pick. I like what he can do.
He's
Actually,
Odell
the
Beckham
Jets did.
Jr.
I actually guessed it.
Look at you, you
Right.
smarty.
All right. All right, I'm thinking between my flex or my tight ends. Let me take a look real quick. Um, all right, let's go with flex. This is a guy that you have named in one of your most recent TikToks, meaning I'm pretty sure it was yesterday that you posted it. I'm gonna go with LSU wide receiver Barryon Brown, who we're both pretty high on. He has elite speed. He's gonna make cornerbacks play back and not get beat by the vertical threat. And one of the fastest guys in college football, and he's going to a place that does great with wide receivers, and that is LSU. One of the best places for a wide receiver to go. And so, yeah, I expect him to have a huge year, and he's got elite speed. So I'm going to go with Barryon Brown, wide receiver, LSU.
I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to reach for the stars and go ahead and take my head coach so you don't take him.
Okay.
But I got to go with, I think, because I can't pick,
Sark.
yes, because I can't pick Sark, um, I got to go with who I think is the next best option for head coach that hasn't won a national title, and I'm going to go with Dan Lanning of
Oh,
Oregon.
thank God. Thank God. He didn't pick my coach, so we're good.
Fair enough.
Okay, so looks like let me retrack real quick.
That's where I'm going to regret this. That's where I'm going to regret taking it because I literally took Dan Lanning so you wouldn't take Dan Lanning, and that wasn't even your coach. So damn it. Maybe I just lost right there.
Well, so let me retract. I have quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, and a flex, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And so that
You
means I
need your tight
tight end.
end, defense,
defense.
kicker, honorary defender, and head coach.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I had to do some research about a kicker because whatever kicker I chose, I wish Ohio State had.
You have the chance to do the funniest thing ever. And if you do it, I'm gonna laugh.
And what's that?
I'm not gonna tell you. Why would
uh
I do that?
I don't know. See, I have two good tight ends on the board, and I don't think that you're picking at least one of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my defense out of the way. I'm gonna go with the Clemson Tigers defense.
Fuck! That's who I wanted. Damn it.
One of the best defenses, and they're bringing back a ton of players. Known best player is what's his name? Well, at the quarterback position, cornerback, they got Avion Terrell,
Terrell.
brother of AJ Terrell in the NFL, and they have Peter Woods as one of the best defensive tackles, maybe the best defensive
Yeah,
tackle
he
in
probably
college
is the
football.
best in college football. He's probably the best defensive tackle, yes.
But their defense is going to be elite, so I'm going to go with that Clemson Tigers defense. Come join my team.
Now that's the only one that actually makes me mad because that was actually gonna be my
You could
next
have
pick.
picked them instead of Dan Lanning. You kind
Yeah, I kind of screwed that up. I should have picked Clemson as my defense.
of,
I need to study my opponent more. I need to watch the film.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna pull a Cam Newton. Watch this and throw
Yeah.
a
Oh, you've
whoa.
been watching film, huh? Huh. Watch this.
Yep.
Oh, Lord. I
So
say
I
I don't
got.
want to. Yeah. All right. Well. All right. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and take my quarterback now.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was really torn between who I wanted to take because I think both players are going to put up numbers this year. But ultimately, what it comes down to is the quarterback I'm going to go with plays a weaker schedule. So I think he has a better opportunity to get a lot of points against lesser opponents. And I'm going to go with a guy that Ryan apparently is not high on and apparently can't pass the ball.
I actually knew he can. I just, I there's something about that I don't see, but he'll probably prove me wrong this season. But I knew you were picking this guy, so that's why I didn't pick him.
And I think what has the potential to be great is I have Cade Klubnik now and Antonio Williams. And so, say Cade Klubnik throws a touchdown pass to Antonio Williams. I mean, I'm getting 12 instead of 6 right
Double the
there. So it's
point.
pretty, yeah, I get double points right there. So it's going to be pretty good. That's only going to hurt me during bye week because then they're both
Yeah.
sitting out.
Yep. Well, that's why we have backups. You get
What
you get as your backup whoever Ohio State quarterback that doesn't win the job.
That's that's a terrible deal.
Yep. I mean, sorry, that's just what
I'm
it is.
sorry, but Julian Saint's not losing that job.
I know it's actually close, but we got to see. We
I
got
don't think it really is. I think they're saying that, but no, I don't
well,
think it's
it could.
close.
I would love for it not to be close, but praise to Lincoln Keenholz for putting up a fight, though.
Man, he's a dog. I mean, I'll give him that, but at the end of the day, man, I've seen too much tape on Julian saying he's the
I
real
know.
deal.
Yeah, me too.
He won't be the real deal week one, but he is the
Uh,
real deal.
but he could be though.
But he could be. No.
But he has a chance to be.
Let's see.
And
Okay, let's see how he does in his first college start with Colin Simmons coming at him.
okay, we could say the same thing about Arch Manning in a
Arch
hostile
Manning has a
environment.
start.
Harsh,
Arch Manning has
hostile
three.
environment. Okay, but a real start. This is a real start. This is his Arch Manning era. Like this is the real thing. Last year was just like,
And you know what's funny is that you kind of played into the point last time we talked about this because you're like, you ask Arch Manning, he says he doesn't even deserve the hype. That is dangerous because Arch Manning is playing with something to prove, to live up to the name. I'm telling you,
you know what also is dangerous? The fact that Jeremiah Smith is going to be playing much faster and much stronger this year.
we know that. We
Did you
know that to expect
know?
that. But it's
All
not
right,
going to
so
matter if Julian Sand is on his back all game.
Julian saying?
Yeah, if Julian Sand's going to be on his back all game.
Oh! I thought you were talking about Arch Manning's back. I was confused. I didn't know that Julian Sand turned into a pass rusher.
No, Julian Sand's going to be on his back all game because he's going to get
But
sacked the entire game.
just watch, okay? We have to wait like what is it? Like 28
Less,
more days to
yeah, 28,
figure
a
it
whole
out.
28 days before I, you
Hurry
know what we
up.
should, hey, you know what we should do? We should put some
What?
money up on it.
Okay.
You're a grown
$5.
man. You're a grown man now. You're 18. You're graduated high school. You can put some money up.
Yeah, you made sure what last video that I did.
We made Matt so uncomfortable and it was
We
hilarious.
did, we did. Or you did. It was actually you.
It was all me. Yeah, don't take credit. It was all me.
Yeah. All right. Well, back to the fantasy team. I think we got a little sidetracked, but that's always fun. This is supposed to be. I chose this topic because I wanted it to be a fun episode, and I love doing these drafts like these. These are
Ooh,
all
Ryan
fun.
takes credit for picking the topic. Ooh.
He did ask me. He said he was like there was nothing in his brain, and he said that I needed to pick a topic. So this is what I chose.
Oh, we've had record heat and I'm delivering in an oven. So yes, there's no
Now,
room
I will
for
say Les is great at picking topics because I don't know, like I couldn't choose the topics that he does, like just because I don't really think of them, and they're great topics. So great job, Les.
that's why you're an intern.
Yep, I'm an intern, I guess. A year intern. Been
That
here
that's
for
a that's a thing, yeah.
well,
That is a thing, but
like it's been longer than a year, so whatever.
that's still a thing. I know people that have been interns for like years on end.
When am I gonna become not an intern?
When the podcast starts making money and I can pay you guys.
Okay. So Matt is an intern too?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool.
No, Matt has upgraded to co-host.
Okay. All
That
right.
was out of desperation though. Sorry, Matt.
All right. Well, back to this. I'm gonna go. I don't think you're picking my honorary defensive player.
No,
So
I'm
I'm
not.
gonna go with my tight end. I'm actually gonna go Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon. He's a very strong athletic tight end. He gets great separation from linebackers and safeties. He's a very good blocker. We know Terrence Ferguson, how good he was last year for Oregon. Kenyon Sadiq will be a better tight end and a better threat to the offense this year. And he's super athletic. Check the Penn State game when he hurdled that defender into the end zone. He is my tight end for my fantasy team.
I'm not worried about you taking, well, I wasn't worried about you taking my tight end because you literally can't, but, given the rules, so I'm going to go ahead and pick everything else so that you can't pick it. Um, so the only position I have left that you probably could take from me is kicker.
Yeah.
You can't take my honorary defender. You already took your defense. You can't take my tight end. So my kicker, I'm going to go with Damian Ramos for LSU. when I was doing the preview for the LSU Clemson matchup, I was, looking up the stats and, was reminded of the very good season that Damian Ramos had last year. And not to mention he's going into his senior season, his redshirt senior season, so even more experience under his belt. So I think, and not to mention, I think LSU is going to have the opportunity to score a lot of points this year. So he's going to get a lot of either extra points. And then the few times that they don't get in the end zone, he's going to be money kicking it in for an automatic 3 points. So I got Damian Ramos as my kicker.
All right, cool. Um, so yeah, I have everything out of the way. I just need kicker, honorary defender, and coach. Um, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with my kicker. And I'm gonna go with Lucas Carnero. I think that's how you say his name. Now he's Ole Miss. I think he used to be Western Kentucky. He was the Conference USA Special Teams Player of the Year. 6 for 6 last year from 50 plus. And in fantasy, that's 5 points every time. So I'm going to take Lucas Carnero, kicker, now from Ole Miss.
So I low key just on my sheet here put Damian Ramos as my defender. So I'm gonna have to change that real quick.
Maybe he could.
I guess I'll go ahead and take my defense. So since he took Clemson, that's who I wanted. I'll go with another good option, and that's Georgia. I mean, I can't. I think Texas is going to have the best defense in college football this year, but I can't pick Texas. So Georgia's all, and he took Clemson. That was going to be my next choice, but Georgia's always a good option. Kirby Smart teams are always going to have good defenses. You never worried about the players they lose because they re-up and reload every year. So Georgia's my defense.
Yeah, as long as they don't drink and drive, yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, as long as they don't drink and drive or speed in a school zone, I think we're good.
Okay, yeah,
That I know that's a lot to ask for them, but
I know it
I'm gonna
happens.
keep my fingers crossed. You
Okay,
know the
all right.
Georgia State Police is on the payroll though. You
I
just
know.
know it. He has to be. There's no way
Like
he's
that
not.
that famous video when he was pulling over one of the players and he was like, I pulled over a couple of you before, and then he started naming off like he's naming off a roster that he's already pulled over. That was hilarious. Um, all right, so I'm gonna go with we're getting down to the end of this college football fantasy draft. I'm gonna go with my honorary defensive player, and it's probably not, I mean, he's a very good defender. He was third team All-American last year. He's kind of, I would say, he's coming back after having a great year. I'm gonna go with Mikhail Kamara, defensive tackle from IU. I think he would add be alongside Peter Woods on this Clemson defense. He would be very, very good if I were to put him on my whole defense. He had 10 sacks, 47 tackles, and he was a leader of that IU defense. He'll be one of the best defensive tackles in college football and would be a great fit for my defense. So I'm going to go with Miguel Kamara, IU defensive tackle. Do you find
Now I'm getting down to I have my tight end and my honorary defender. And I'll go ahead and get tight end out of the way. It's going to be my first pick that I can pick that Ryan can't pick. I'm actually impressed. So far, actually, he's got one more slot. I'm going to keep my mouth shut there. But the first pick that Ryan can't pick because it is in Ohio State Buckeye, and I'm gonna go tight end with Max Clare. He was a very good tight end for Purdue last year. He steps in for G. Scott this year for Ohio State. With a lot of focus that's going to go on guarding Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. Max Clare is going to get a lot of open looks as a security blanket on third downs. So I think Max Clare for Ohio State is going to be a good option at tight end.
I think that's a great pick.
I know you do.
Yeah. I
I
think
literally
that's a
can't
great
take him.
pick.
And that probably gave you a clue on who my honorary defender is, but I'll get to that when I get to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh is right.
That's tough. Sucks that we have such great players on our team that I can't pick.
I mean, I have the same scenario. You just didn't take advantage.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that. I'll tell you later.
Fine.
Okay. All right. Now it's time for me to tell you my coach. This is obviously a coach that hasn't won a natty, but He got as close as you can be last year. He's just a great guy in general. I'm going to go with Coach Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame's head coach. He's a great guy. He's a great leader. He gets everything you can out of his players. And
I am an idiot. I am low key an idiot. I literally forgot
forget
about
about Marcus
Marcus
Freeman.
Freeman. He got
Oh,
so I guess he got so close to the national championship game last year. It's like, damn it.
Marcus Freeman, great. It's a great pick, but yeah, I mean, he's kind of what you want in a coach. And I just saw this interview he had with Reese Davis, and he was kind of breaking down how he recruits players, and just by playing like a small card game, it was very fun to watch. He's a great guy, and I'm gonna go with him to lead my fantasy football team.
Well, I think that leaves my honorary defender, and I love that Ryan was not able to pick this guy because not only is he the best safety in college football, he is one of the best players, if not the best player in college football, and that is Caleb Downs.
Great pick. I mean, I think that's another great pick. Look at
I
you.
bet you do. I bet you do, sir.
I mean, oh, look at you. You kind of, sorry that you screwed up in this draft by
I
taking
did.
basically took a coach like first round. Whatever.
I was just, Dan, I'm not mad at the coach selection, but I literally was forgetting about Marcus Freeman.
They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins.
Yeah, that's a Dan Lanning quote, sir.
Yep. That was a good one. Whenever they smacked Colorado, that was interesting. But
There was not interesting at all. It was like a blowout within the first 5 minutes of the
well,
game.
it was interesting to see that happened, but
Not to mention, Bo Nix was on that Oregon team, and if you're a card collector like me, Bo Nix's downtown card is going for a lot of money right now. Bo Nix, if you got any Bo Nix rookies, hold on to them, or actually don't, depending on the model, because they're going for a lot of money, and I think they could only shoot up because he looked really good his first year in Denver.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you a thing about my fantasy team. You know why I didn't pick any Texas players? Because it's horns down this whole month. We got August, what is it?
You're
August
fired.
that we're that
You're
me
fired.
Les are going at
You're
it
fired.
college football. I don't want none of your trash players on my fantasy team. I got my own players. Thank you for picking my players though. Appreciate it. So yeah, I didn't want none of the Texas players because it's horns down this whole month. And then after that, then I can like your players.
I think because of that little, I don't know what you call it, a rant, a monologue, whatever. I think that monologue is what's going to ultimately cost you all the game. You
I
go
don't think
picking the horns down, and now they're going to see one of the players. Don't let it be Michael Taff. Don't let it be Michael Taff watch this podcast because he'll probably knock out Jeremiah Smith in the first play of the game.
Michael, get out of here.
But get out of here. Michael Taff is like literally the second rated safety according to Pro Football Focus behind Caleb Downs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is that true?
It is. You can look it up.
He wants to be Arch Manning with his number. That's what it is.
He got there before Arch Manning. He
But
had it, but he had it before Arch had it.
I know he did, but whatever.
Do your research,
I knew that.
child.
I knew that. Okay.
All right, we
Um,
got about 10 minutes to go, so I'm going to go ahead and name off Matt's team that he drafted,
yep.
and you'll understand why I couldn't take Jeremiah Smith because he already took Jeremiah Smith, but that's the name you need to know. For quarterback, he went with Kevin Jennings for SMU, another dual threat quarterback, good pick. Running back, he went with Isaac Brown for U of L, again, one of the top running backs returning to college football this year. Um, Halfback is where you get a little bit of a surprise. He went Anthony Hankerson of Oregon State, solid pick. Wide receiver, he went with Jeremiah Smith, arguably. I mean, it's not arguably. He is the best receiver in college football. He is one of, if not the best players in college football. And he also made it known that that was his first overall pick. I mean, we could have guessed that.
Yeah.
And
If
he
he
didn't really
fell
have
like
to
the
like
fifth round, I think
emphasize
it's
that,
on
but
him.
we could have guessed that. His second wide receiver is David Amador from UTSA. That's the most Matt pick of all time. Mid-major Matt coming in strong. Flex, he went with Mekhi Hughes for Oregon. That's another reason I didn't take Mekhi Hughes, or none of us took Mekhi Hughes because we couldn't. Already took him. Tight end, this guy has a really fun name to say, Justin Jolly for NC State. Um, Defense, he went Notre Dame. Love the secondary. Notre Dame was going to be one of my picks, but I couldn't take him because of Matt. Thank you, Matt. Kicker, he went with Drew Stevens for Iowa, which that is the most surprising thing ever that Matt took an Iowa player. And his honorary defender is Torian York, linebacker from Texas A&M. You know what? I'm glad you took him because I was sure as hell not going to.
Yeah.
Who did he take as his coach? I forget.
Oh, he chose Iowa State, Matt Campbell.
Yeah, that's right. He took Matt Campbell, and
Mhm.
Matt Campbell is his coach.
Yep.
So, as always, we are going to post. So, watch the episode. Tell us in the comment section who had drafted the best roster. Of course, I'm going to post the rosters on the social media pages. Ryan says vote for him. I'm not going to ask for that because I'm not desperate like that. Um, and yeah, let us know in the comments who is going to win. I'll go ahead and say like and subscribe to Less is More Sports. Be sure to follow the YouTube and Spotify channels for the latest updates we have on content coming out. Be sure to follow the social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Threads. That's at Less is More Sports. Now we got 7 minutes to go to rant about whatever the hell we want. Which we're just going to rant about our fantasy teams and that college football is literally almost here.
I know it's so close. We're starting to get with these like 67. Whoa, hold on. With these like 70-degree days, we're starting to
Six,
get that.
7.
Yeah, exactly. We're starting to get that college
Wait,
football weather.
what the hell does that mean? I
I
literally
don't
see. I'm old.
I
I
don't
see it
know.
on TikTok all the time.
I don't know what it means, but yeah, I got no clue what that means.
Well, you're the
But
young guy. You're supposed to be up to date with the lingo.
but that's a little younger than me. It's a tiny bit younger than me. I'm too old. I'm an unk for that.
Don't you ever say that for the rest. You no, you have to wait at least 10 years before you can call yourself that.
What's the unk age? 30?
Probably.
All right. Well,
I'm 31, so there's that.
unk. Hmm.
I already have a nephew that calls me that, so
Well, good.
and he's your
Um,
age, so
wow.
y'all could have held hands at
Uh,
graduation if y'all went to the same school.
we could have.
Y'all probably get along too. He's a big sports fan like us.
Oh yeah.
Literally the nephew that I talk about in the group chat that goes with me to all the games and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
My mini me.
Who does he like? Oh, what team? What college
He's a
team?
Louisville fan.
Okay. Yeah. He's choosing the right way.
Well, the right way in the state, I guess. That's more of a shade of Big Blue
Football, yeah.
Nation.
In football, yeah. But yeah, we're turning this weather is kind of coming into college football weather, and I'm so excited for it. We're getting some training camp videos and pictures, and it can't come fast enough. And the first week of college football, I will be in Arizona visiting my dad. And I'm gonna get up early, obviously, to watch College Game Day. That'll be at like 6 a.m. there, and then game time is 9 a.m. So I will be in Arizona watching it.
Speaking of which, well, we betting.
I don't know. I like to watch and see. I don't like to, predict anything.
No, I'm talking about the Texas Ohio State game. Like who
I know.
we're just
Yeah,
betting the winner.
I know.
You don't
Well, you
I'm
got
not
your
expecting
side,
you
I
to fill
got
out a
mine.
whole parlay for this bet.
No, you got your side, I got mine. So like, what if we bet like if you win what if I don't have a Texas shirt, but I'm sure I could find one at Goodwill. I'm just kidding.
Wow. I feel like in this part of the country, well, you'll be on the West Coast, so maybe Texas will be a little bit more available at Goodwill. But in this part of the country, I feel like there's a lot of Ohio State gear at Dollar General and Goodwill.
Yeah, yeah, you just stole my joke. Okay, that was mine right there.
You got to be quicker than that, bud.
But yeah, we'll figure it out. We got like 28 days to figure this out on what our bet is going to be. We could either
I was
do
just gonna say
me
put 50 on it.
50. Okay, all right. We gotta, you know,
I didn't say dollars. I could have said 50 cents for all you know. But no, I am talking dollars.
all right. We could see though. I am, trying not to be a college broke boy. So, Um,
you not confident in your team is what I'm hearing.
oh, I am. I just, we could also do like non-money, but we could also do money. It doesn't matter. I don't know. One thing I do know is that my fantasy team is going to be yours, so
You know, I got nothing.
you don't have the goggles at quarterback,
The goggles?
the glasses, whatever it is, Lenore Sellers.
I mean, I got K Club, Nick. I'm good on that. I'm not worried. The quarterback, I am not worried about at all.
Now, did you have a backup at quarterback?
I mean, yeah. I mean, just do you want me to just give my second pick?
Yeah.
Who my other guy would have been? I was gonna pick DJ Lagway.
Oh, yep, that's my second pick too. I was gonna go him, but like now he's like dealing with injuries, and I don't want to have to deal with injuries on my fantasy team. So yeah, that is my second pick.
Yeah.
It would be my backup pick for my quarterback, DJ Lamb.
If Florida didn't have such a gauntlet of a schedule, he would have been my first pick. I mean,
Yeah,
he would have been my first quarterback option. Like
I
I think he's gonna be fine. What I'm reading about his injuries
love his
that he
play.
gonna be ready before the season starts. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I love his play. Um,
I was so waiting for you to say that college football is so close you could almost taste it. So I could chime in and say that you can almost taste those orgies in the end zone.
that, but we gotta watch a different conference this year for him. We gotta watch team.
We're gonna be staying up late. No, because he's gonna be on those West Coast games.
Yeah, no.
Because
Unfortunately.
UNLV, they might make the college football playoff. I said it on the cap or no cap.
I'm hearing
I'm
some
standing
praise
on
about
business.
Toledo. I'm hearing
For,
some praise about Toledo. They're one of their best. Well, they got Tucker Gleason as their quarterback, but one of their best receiver is Junior Vanderos, who he balled out against Pitt, but he's like 5'8", 194 or something like that. Small receiver, but very good receiver.
I mean, this dude was literally just bragging about a receiver, and he's like, "Yeah, he's 5'8", 194." Whoa, guys.
I mean, it's a small receiver, but he's good. Are you taller than 5'8"?
Yeah, you can ask your dad.
Good. My dad is like right there at 5'8".
I'm surprised he's that tall. I ain't gonna lie. He's gonna listen to this and be like, "Fuck you, Les."
Uh, but yeah, I like my fantasy team. We'll have to see what the fans think on Twitter and other social media platforms on who you think is the best. Do you have
Fair enough.
is that the end of your breakdowns for the college football matchups, or is there any other ones that you're gonna do?
No, I'm trying to do as many as I can. It won't be the end. It'll officially be the end the first weekend of college football.
Yeah, those are. I think that those get a lot of attention, so they're good.
Yeah.
Good job, Les.
Oh, thank you. The Notre Dame Miami one got a lot of attention.
Mhm. I see the comments. It's hilarious.
Oh, I know. I love it, but I'm grateful for all of them. Thank you. Keep commenting.
Yes, we want your comments. Or he wants your comments.
We want you to watch us.
Yep.